Hi folks, Gamerbug here again, and today we are just going to cover some of the changes that are happening to professions with the beta. Now, I spotted this the other day when I watched a Tavern Tuesday, which is where the devs try to give an update in-game to the people who play it. And I spotted this screen here. Now, this screen is very different from, if you've watched my other videos, how the professions were set out there. In those we had 4 base professions, 4 mid-level professions, and 1, I would say, 3rd level profession, which was the knight. The other 3 were empty, and it looked like they were going to be making another 3 professions to fill those. However, what has happened here is they have kept with the professions that were outlined there and rejigged them somewhat. So the extra 3 ones aren't probably going to be made. Can't say for sure, but it would look that way. And instead what's happened is they've had 2 base classes that were in the standard version, so to speak. They've made them the entry level portals. And then we have from there splintering off into what I actually feel is probably more logical routes to take. Now, I don't know much more about the changes in the beta at this point, but just looking at this, it looks like everybody starts as a beggar. Now, the beggar was a terrible class, and I'm going to assume it's probably not changed a great deal in the beta, but we can check that out. However, from there you can then push your way into peasant, which wasn't a bad class, fairly sufficient, can get stuff done, and from that point you would then move into more of a selected choice of where you want to head. Looks like the militia tonight is a very combat orientated route. Merchant to smith or monk means you go to sort of jack of all trades and then head towards either healing others and restoration and things like that, or going down to building armor and weapons. And the last one is you go down the hunter route, and from there you would proceed into outlaw. Now, I like that. I like the idea of that. I think the hunter to outlaw does make sense. I think that the outlaw class itself needs fleshing out a hell of a lot more for that to be as good as it could, but it does make sense. Now, what I'm assuming though here is that it's not literal progression. I don't know this for certain, but before it was you would be the start class, so let's take this example of beggar, and once you open up the next class you would be able to create a new character or kill off your character and then become the peasant, and then at a point you would get to opening up one of the others and do the same. I'm going to assume at some point you'd be able to open all 3 of militia, merchant and hunter, and eventually open every single one of them up and just pick the one you want at the time. The only way to know for sure would be to try it out, which is what I plan on doing. But though I will continue with my overview of classes from the live game as it stands, I thought it was worth pointing out this has changed in the beta, and I would assume this is the way it's gonna go. What I would love is that you actually literally progress from profession to profession. So you're a beggar for a while, then you upgrade to being a peasant, then you would make a choice to go a certain direction or the other. But I'm assuming that won't actually be the case. I assume you would still have to die rather than technically leveling up, for want of a better word. So we'll see what actually happens once we try the beta out for have a proper go, and I'll do some recording of that and try to upload it so you guys can actually see it. Till then, I just thought this was an interesting thing to actually highlight to people that there is a difference out there and there will be progression through classes. As they're locked here, I am assuming I can't select them at the moment, unlike in the main game. I'm hoping that once this gets put live, that's going to make a huge difference and will stop some of the issues that are probably happening. So just thought it was worth mentioning. I'm probably going to jump into the game at some point and see what I might do. But until then, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Gamebug out.